Did you guys ever really, 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 really want something and then it didn't happen? Well, we've got a story for you.
Wife, dog trainer, and entrepreneur.
And I'm Jason Arsenault, former law enforcement dog trainer and owner of the best dog training company in the world. So my intro was kind of a little bit interesting. I wanted to keep you hooked in. I wanted to see your reaction when we talk about this. I want you to leave comments on this video. Mm-hmm. This is an interesting story. It's a funny story.
Yes.
And don't worry, it relates to dog training. So on this last trip, we were coming back from BC and we stopped in at this restaurant. It was time to, lunchtime. And we were waiting for something, for a table to come open. So we're sitting there waiting and I noticed this dessert rack. And if anybody knows me, they know I really like desserts, especially coconut cream pie.
Oh, it was like 6 inches tall, just like coconutty goodness.
And it is sitting here in this display case. So I said to the hostess, I said, can we make sure, I'm going to order this pie. There's 2 of us, we each want a piece of pie. I want to order this now. So she went and checked. Yep, we got 2 pieces left. This is exciting. So she said she was going to put it in the back for us.
Yeah. So
she put it in the back, put it in the fridge, whatever they do, I don't know. And then they sat us when the table came open. So we ordered our food, ate it. It was decent, it was good. And I said, okay, I'm ready for that pie now. And the waitress says, all right, I'll go get it for you. And she went back to the back. It took a little bit, waiting. Oh, I can't wait for this pie. I'm so hungry. I haven't had a coconut pie for forever. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's going to be so good. It looks so good. And then what happened?
She starts walking back to the table without any coconut cream pies in her hand.
No pies.
And she goes, I'm sorry, someone took your pies. Blame it on the 15-year-old server or something.
Someone ordered the pies and they gave us our pies that they put away.
Yeah. That
is some kind of bull beep. So
I'm just looking at him. I don't know if he's going to cry or laugh or flip a table. I was like, I don't know what this guy's going to do.
Yeah, I could just feel everything tense up inside me and I was just ready. I was ready to flip the table and start screaming and yelling and throwing things because I wanted this pie so bad. But I didn't.
Mm-hmm. You know what he had? He had some impulse control.
Impulse control.
And good impulse control.
Impulse control. Find some.
Decent. Because the waitress could definitely tell I was perturbed and a little bit angry, quite a bit angry. So I think she just took a step back.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happens in this town when people don't get their coconut cream pie, but she was definitely ready for it.
Yes. It might not be the first time they've done that.
It's probably not. So, in saying all this, telling this story, we come to a point of impulse control in your dogs. A lot of dogs don't have that impulse control, but we as people do. So why do you think that is? Jenna, why do we have impulse control but dogs really don't?
We've been trained.
We have been.
I was trying to think of like it's societal norms. Like, I mean, there's obviously people that don't have impulse control, but that's not typically welcomed in society as people. So exactly. We have been trained to not have tantrums and things like that, and to basically control our emotions.
Mm-hmm. Whereas most of the time, I don't think dogs have been taught properly on how to control their impulses or emotions, right? Yeah. So that's why we get dogs that are blowing up at cars, blowing up at other dogs, everything, not dropping their toy or picking up their toy after you've told them to out it, that kind of stuff. They just lack that impulse control. And you'll see this especially a lot in as far as, you know, dogs with toys and dogs with high prey drive will have that, or just, you know, and in the reactive dogs, maybe that's out of fear and stuff, and they don't know how to control that impulse on, you know, when they see another dog or a car or a person, whatever. So now that puts it on to you as a owner to teach your dog or to get help getting your dog that impulse control, right?
Yeah, and it helps the whole way around, because then the dog also gets some clarity, because we got to remember, as humans, we have reasoning as a sense, right? So we can see an environment, reason, and understand, okay, this is appropriate, this is not, blah, 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 blah. Dogs don't have reasoning like what we do, right? So we have to show them what is proper and how to handle those situations. So if they don't know how to, then, you know, we talked about stress, but if you want to talk about unnecessary stress, that comes from impulse control, or not having impulse control. You know, their stress levels are going to be higher because you're always going to have some conflict with the communication, anything like that, right? So when you give dogs clarity through impulse control, it helps them calm down, helps them collect their brain, collect their thoughts, understand what they can and can't do, what's appropriate. And it doesn't, that actually, people think that causes more stress, but it really doesn't, because dogs, they want black and white. They want to know what their expectations are, what they're supposed to do, what they can't do. They don't naturally want to lead themselves. They want a leader, as in your handler or owner, to show them this is what we're doing every day, all the same, right? So that's why we, as dog owners, have to remember that we have to keep that black and white picture and keep those impulse control going, so that the dogs understand what their expectations are at the end of the day.
Exactly. So just think about it. What would you rather do? Would you rather feel like you were like a chicken with its head cut off all day, not knowing what to do and not how to react to things? Or would you rather have a set structure and a set idea on what's going to happen and how to handle it?
Yeah. Well, I know if I was running around town blowing up on everyone, getting mad and losing my mind all the time, I probably would be pretty stressed out. So versus if I had the ability to be like, okay, it's fine. That's totally fine. Right? It's, you learn how to cope with that and move on, and you don't hold on to it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So hey, if you got something out of this video, or you want to share your story about impulse control, whether it's with you or your dog, doesn't matter. We all need some entertainment.
What would you have done with the coconut cream pie situation?
Pretend it was your favorite pie or your favorite dessert ever. But let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, like this video and subscribe to our channel.
See you guys
Later.
later.